Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia and a quick update over at the situation around the Orikhiv sector, and particularly we are talking about Robotine and Verbove. What is most significant, I would say, is actually the fighting towards Verbove. There is some new updates around this region after we haven't heard much over the past few days, to the point where I have to make some kind of a calculated analysis that Ukraine might have given up on it. Apparently not so. The Ukrainians are making a big push for Verbove, in between Verbove and Novoprokopivka, as well as south of Robotine. There's nothing much to really to shout about the south of Robotine, because they're pretty much stuck there. And we also do not have new geolocations to show much about the south to the east of Novoprokopivka. What we do have is actually the fighting on the eastern part of Verbove. So the Ukrainian forces actually have been geolocated at this position. What's interesting about this position just off Verbove is that this is actually an entrenchment. They got struck by a drone, a suicide drone. So which means that the Ukrainian forces, if they're entrenched here, they actually have a much bigger defense line. You know, they actually have progressed much further, and this fighting has been reported. You see, there is a gap between the reports from the last attack at the west of Verbove is 3rd of September, and if we talk about a general one, is the last was 12 to 13. Basically, is just suddenly appear on the 9th. The last one before that was 9th of September. So there wasn't any reports of Ukrainian attacking. But this actually shows that the Ukrainians are actually pretty close to Verbove right now. And the Russian forces' previous geolocation was here. So this is probably where the front line is currently established. And it's pretty good that we actually have some kind of establishment. And the reappearance of reports of fighting at Verbove does shows that the Ukrainians, against what I thought they are doing, that they will give up Verbove, have not actually given up Verbove. So just a quick update about the situation here over at Robotine and Verbove. The Ukrainian forces is still trying their best to push. However, progress is pretty limited, but towards Verbove there seems to be some sort of progress. On top of that, there is just some additional information. It's mainly regarding this reinforcement over at these 3 towns, at Dolinka, Vozdizivka, as well as Velika Tersa, Verkinia Tersa. The interesting thing about is that Ryba actually reported this, that this group of forces is going to reinforce. But I actually may not agree if this is the location that he's citing, that they are citing. Then I suspect that there might be a new push. Instead, they might actually push in this direction. So this is just what I thought they might do to fight in the Hulyaipole sector, and particularly probably to take Dorozianka or Mafopil. That could be a possibility. If we look at the information being written by Ryba, the pro-Russian source, they say that there is a rival in the rear. So they didn't actually mention who, but they only mentioned that there is a lot of casualties from the 15th and the 13th Brigade of the National Guard of the Ukrainians that prompts this reinforcement. But I just find this reinforcement to be in the wrong place, because usually reinforcement actually goes to Orikhiv, and they gather around Orikhiv or Malotomashka, and then they will actually be sent down to be at this area here. This actually is an entirely different sector. This is actually more of Hulyaipole sector. They'll probably be moved to Hulyaipole and launch an attack instead. So maybe the Ukrainians may start a new front, maybe they won't. I'm not sure. But anyway, just a quick update about this situation at this sector, and I'll see you in the next update.